Hello and welcome back to another episode of Wrestling with Laughter. Today, I got a fun one for us to do. Today, we are going to talk about who can be the next star of WWE, who's going to be the next face of WWE, actually. And I went with all younger talent except for a couple of them. And there might be some more that pop up later, but this is my list for now of who I think can be top stars in WWE, whether it be babyface or heels. Either way, I think they're either already getting on their way to being the top star or they're going to be on their way of being a top star. But before we get into this, I do want to go ahead and tell you the reason why there has not been any videos on my channel in the last week is because I've been having a lot of technical difficulties uh, with my computer and trying to get my camera to work with my computer. It's been a hot mess. So just for a little bit, we're going to be running videos without my face cam on it because, um, well, I can't get it to play the sound and the video at the same time for whatever reason. I've tried 100 different things. So let's stop talking about that and let's start talking about some WWE here. So we're going to start off with this list at number one, and that is Gunther. He is already on his way to being a top star, if not already a top star, anyways. I just think once some of the older guys get out of the way, like the Punks and the Ortons and the Rhodes and Seth Rollins, which Rhodes and Seth Rollins is not that old, but you get what I'm saying. That I think Gunther will be one of the top heels in the company, or he could turn babyface at some point. But Gunther is definitely going to be up there for a top superstar in the future. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to number two on my list, and that is Dirty Dominic Mysterio. He right now he's the Intercontinental Champion and the AAA World Champion, and I just tell you, you give him another few years, and I see him being a WWE champion. He's just so great. His character work is so great. Um, he ain't had a chance to work as a baby face other than when the stint he was with his dad. But as far as being a baby face on his own, he ain't really had the opportunity to. I don't think he should. I think Dominic Mysterio needs to just keep playing the character he's playing because he's getting cheers no matter what. Uh, but I say you give him a few years, and he will be a top star in WWE. He'll be a WWE champion one day. I can see it in his future. Um, but moving on to number three on this list, this is a given, actually, but it's Braun Breaker. We've already seen a little bit of hints towards it. He's getting matches with Roman Reigns. He's fought around with Cody Rhodes. He's fighting with the top people. I see a scenario here in the future, in the short future, of him having a program with Brock Lesnar. I think they'll have a program together since Brock is back now at some point in the near future. But yeah, I do think that he is, as Paul Heyman would say, a future WrestleMania main eventer. Um, and again, I don't know. I mean, I like Braun Breaker, but I hope they do a little bit more with his character. Right now, he kind of reminds me of a Batista that was when Batista first started off in Evolution. He kind of reminds me of Batista, and Batista ended up being a top star. So, but I want more out of the Braun Breaker character in the future. But moving on to his tag team partner, and in the same faction he's in, it's Bronson Reed. I think Bronson Reed is going to be an awesome big guy moving forward. You've had your great big guys. You've had Mark Henry, Kane, The Undertaker. You've had Big Show. If you want to throw Big Show in there, I think he's going to play in that role pretty good, and he'll be in the main event slots a lot in the future. Um, and I think he'll be up there with Braun Breaker for sure. I mean, I just like the way he works. I think his character development is a little bit better than Braun Breaker's. So we will we'll see how they use him in the future. Uh, but moving on to somebody that is not on the main roster, but should be called up very soon to the main roster, and that is Obafemi. I think Obafemi is going to be. They're pushing him like they did Braun Breaker, and I think Obafemi is just absolutely fantastic. I think he will be a top, probably a top baby face for WWE in the future. Definitely a WrestleMania main eventer. I can see that in his future. Uh, but again, it's all this is dependent on how Triple H or whoever's in charge, which I'd say be Triple H, uh, will will use them in the future. Um, it all depends on that. But moving on to another person that's not on the main roster yet, it is Javon Evans. I think Javon Evans. I just love him. I mean, I absolutely do. I love his charisma. I love the way he is in the ring. I do think. Do I think he's going to be as big as a Obafemi? I don't know. I mean, again, it depends on how they push him. Uh, he could be another CM Punk or Seth Rollins or Cody Rhodes. Uh, I could definitely see that in his future. But I really hope they do push him. I really hope that they use him the way that they should, and that he gets into the top of the company. I could see him being a world heavyweight champion one day. I definitely. Uh, Moving on to somebody, the next person on the list that has been out with an injury. It's not been used too good with Triple H, but it's Austin Theory. I think Austin Theory has potential to be a top guy in WWE. He's still young. Give him some time. I think he has the potential of being a top star with WWE in the future. But again, the way Triple H has used him, I don't know. Um, but maybe it's because he just right now he's just used him for what he can use him for, and building him up to be something big. Because I do believe in the future that he will be a star in WWE. That he will be in one of the main event slots. Uh, in the future, I could see him being a WWE champion one day. Um, but again, we shall see. The next person I got on this list is not even in the company, um, but I could see him coming to the company in the future, and that is MJF from AEW. I think MJF could honestly be a huge star one day for WWE. I think he's even said that some of his favorites are like Triple H, and that he would work for WWE. I think in the future he will come to WWE, and I think he is going to be uh, pretty great in the WWE. He could turn out to be like a Miz, which Miz is so underrated. It's unreal. But he could turn out to be like the Miz, or he could be even bigger. Who knows? But I mean, you got to give the Miz credit. He's been a WWE champion twice, and two-time Grand Slam champion, and he's main evented at WrestleMania. So the Miz ain't had a bad character if he has or a bad career if he has a career like the Miz. But moving on to my last two. The first one being number 9, Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu, I think, is going to be the next Roman Reigns. I think he's going to be a absolute star. Um, I love Jacob Fatu to death. I think he's going to be definitely. I think I could see him and Braun Breaker having a lot of matches against each other in main events of WrestleManias. I could see that. I could see Jacob Fatu and Ron Breaker crossing paths, and that being the John Cena Batista rivalry of this era, or a rivalry like that. Because I mean, I just want to. Later on, I want to make a video about some of the rivalries and the generations. Uh, but that's for a future video. But yeah, I could see that being a rivalry at a main event at WrestleMania. I can see Jacob Fatu going very far in the WWE. As far as that go, he's already on that path. I mean, so we'll see how they use him and how it goes in the future. But again, I can see him being a big star. And moving on to number 10, they have already used him a lot, but that is Solo Sikoa. I think Solo uh, I think he can be absolutely fantastic. I think you give him a few more years to get his feet wet and to get in there and actually be on top. I think eventually that he will. I don't like what's going on right now uh, with the M, was it MTF or whatever MFTs. I'm sorry, MFTs. I don't really care for that storyline. Um, I don't think I think they need to. Eventually, they will too. I think they need to branch off Solo Sikoa White to himself and let him be his own person and not be a part of a faction or a team. Uh, I think Solo has a bright future ahead of him. Um, for however many years that he wants to do it for. I could see him being in a main event. I could see him being a world champion. Everybody on this list, I could see being in a main event or being a world champion. There ain't one person on this list that I don't see that couldn't do it. Um, but yeah, that's my list of the people that could be the top star going forward in the future, as far as the next John Cena, the next Roman Reigns, the next Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Hulk Hogan, whatever you want to say, they could be the next one. And I tell you what, looking at the people just on this list, not even people I've not put on the list, uh, we got a bright future in the WWE. Hopefully, as long as they don't get screwed up. Uh, but yeah, I want to say thank you guys for watching. Please hit that like button. Subscribe if you ain't already, and leave me a comment and tell me who you think the next star of WWE is going to be. I'd love to hear from you. I'll interact with you in the comments. And going forward, this is the way that we're going to do it until I can get my computer figured out and figure out what's going on with all that. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to make more videos. I didn't get to make my Monday Night Raw review, uh, but I do have to say the segment between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, I think Roman's gonna be pushing him to turn heel eventually. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But irregardless, I want to try to make daily videos from here on out. And like I said, doing it like this. But again, I really appreciate you guys for watching and watching this far. And I hope to see you in the next video.